That's it. This is flawless. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm LJ if you're new here. So today's video is going to be on how to achieve a flawless makeup look. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips and tricks that I like to do to create a very flawless base. And also we're going to be doing this type of makeup look. It's neutral, but at the same time I feel like it's perfect if you want to take pictures and you want your makeup to show, but at the same time it matches your skin and it just goes really seamlessly on your skin. So I'm going to be sharing all that with you guys in this video. So if you're interested, let's get into it.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'. Welcome to a YouTube.
Alright, so today's video, we're trying to achieve a flawless makeup look. So the base of the makeup is the most important thing. So I'm starting off with my face cleansed. I always cleanse my face in the morning. So I've applied toner, serum, and moisturizer. If you want a flawless makeup look, you have to pay attention to skincare first. Trust me, that is like the most important thing. Your skin underneath the makeup has to be on point in order for your makeup to come out flawless. So make sure you're cleansing your face and you're using the correct skincare products for your skin. I've already moisturized my skin. I've allowed my skin to absorb that moisture. So I'm gonna move on to primer. So primer is another super important thing if you're trying to get a flawless makeup look. I'm gonna use the Milk Hydro Grip. Primer is supposed to help your makeup go on your skin a little bit smoother, and it's supposed to help your makeup last longer. So make sure you're using a primer. You can use one that works for your skin type. I like using this Hydro Grip one because it's going to really help grip my makeup and helps the foundation stay put. If you have combination skin, like you get oily in the T-zone area and dry around this area, focus the primer mainly on your cheeks. Alright, after applying this primer, I'm gonna go in with another primer. This one is totally optional. I would recommend this step if you have combination skin. So I'm gonna go in with the Cover FX Mattifying Booster Drops. I like using this on my T-zone area, so my forehead, around my nose area, and on my chin, because that area sometimes gets oily. So I just want to mattify that. And then I like to take a damp beauty blender and just press that onto my skin. And this will instantly mattify your skin. That is why I would recommend this for people with oily skin or combination skin, because it helps to mattify the areas that get too oily. Alright, so now I'm gonna move on to foundation. I'm gonna use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and I'm gonna use the shade 11.5, and I'm gonna mix it with the shade 10. So one thing about foundation is I like to start slow and work my way up with the coverage. So I usually start with one pump. I focus on the areas that my skin needs it the most, which is usually around my cheeks area. So if you have breakouts like around this area or discoloration, you know, acne, you want to focus the foundation mainly on the areas where you have that acne and discoloration. And so I'm just using a damp beauty blender and I'm covering up that area. And then I also focus a little bit of coverage on my forehead area. Once I blend that out onto my skin, I go in with another pump. In order for you to create a flawless makeup look, you don't want to put too much product because you're going to go in with concealer, contour, and many other things. So you want to apply the right amount of foundation that your skin needs at the moment. Alright, so next I'm going to apply concealer, and I'm going to use this L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. So this one is in the shade 415 Honey. So this is a full coverage concealer. We are going for a full coverage makeup look, but it's definitely going to be flawless. It's going to be skin-like. So I like to place a small amount of this, and I'll only focus on the areas that I need that concealer, which is usually my under eyes. And then I put a little bit on this outer portion because I have discoloration around that area as well. And I focus a little bit on my forehead. I don't like placing too much concealer on my forehead just because I feel like the forehead should look like super natural. Down the bridge of my nose and my chin area. And then using a damp beauty blender, I'm going to press that in, blend it out. But I am literally just going very lightly. I'm not like blending it out completely. I'm literally just lightly tapping on that so that we get that coverage, but you also want to blend it out enough so you don't really see that concealer. And what I like to do is I like to go back in with that foundation sponge and just kind of go over that concealer so it's nice and seamless, just blending out harsh lines. Then I'm gonna go ahead and blend out my forehead, and with the forehead I like to just focus around this area. I don't bring it all the way around here because that's where I'm gonna place the contour. And so going back in with the foundation sponge, you just want to kind of like clean up those lines to make it flawless. Alright, so I'm gonna move on to contour, and for contour I'm gonna be using one of my favorite affordable palettes, which is this True Complexion contour palette by Black Radiance. And so I'm gonna be using this contour shade right here, and because this contour is super pigmented, I'm gonna use a small brush just so that I can be a little bit more precise, and I'm just lightly tapping on that contour. And in a circular motion, I'm placing that right where my cheekbones are. As you guys can see, it's really pigmented, so you want to just be careful and not place too much. And then I'm going to use some of this bronzer shade right here and just put it right on top of that contour to warm it up so it gives you a nice warm look. Alright, so with that bronzer shade, I like to place that on my forehead. I typically don't like placing like too much contour on my forehead right here. I like it just looking nice and bronzy. So you can place contour or you can place bronzer, just depending on, you know, your preference. So I'm placing it like right where my eyebrow is and bringing it up towards my hairline. All right, so next I'm gonna move on to setting powders. One of my current favorite setting powders right now is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD setting powder. And so for setting powder, I use the sponge that I use for the concealer. I take a little bit of that and I press that right underneath my eyes. And then I like to use a clean beauty blender just to make sure that I'm taking off the excess powder so it's not just like sitting on my face. And I love this setting powder because it's super mattifying on the skin and it just gives me a nice flawless finish with the concealer. I'm gonna take some of that and place that mainly on the areas that I placed the concealer, and then whatever is left on the sponge with the powder, I just use that for reverse contour. I don't always place concealer right here for reverse contour because I don't feel like I always need it, but I'm just going to place a little bit of that powder right here, and this is just going to help sharpen up the contour. Alright, so next I like using another setting powder on top of this setting powder. This is the reason why I say when you're going in with the cream products, make sure you're just using enough like foundation and concealer, because I'm going to go in with many other products on the skin to create that flawless base. So I like going in with the Maybelline Fit Me finishing setting powder. So if you want that flawless under eye, flawless makeup look, you want to go in with a finishing setting powder on top of your regular setting powder. This is going to give you that really nice clean look under your eyes. So the shade that I use is medium deep 30, and I literally just like to press this in under my eyes. This powder is a little bit too light, so you definitely want to use a very small amount, put it at the back of your hand and just press that onto your skin. So now I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose, so I'm using a little bit of that bronzer. Then I'm gonna go in with that sponge that I use for the powder to diffuse the lines on the contour so it's nice and seamless and you don't actually see that line. So for the eyes, we're gonna keep it neutral. So I'm gonna start off with doing my eyebrows. I'm just brushing my eyebrow hairs up first. I like to do this to make sure that I can see where I need to fill in my eyebrows. So for eyebrows, I'm gonna use the Anastasia brow pen in the shade Ebony. I just fill in my eyebrows as if I'm mimicking my hair, just to fill in the spaces on my eyebrows. And then I like to take the spoolie and brush them upwards just so that they look nice and natural. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids. I'm gonna use the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. And I usually don't set this concealer because it's a matte concealer, so it already has that matte formula. I don't need to set it with translucent powder. I feel like whenever I set it with translucent powder, it takes away from the pigment of the eyeshadow. Alright, so for eyeshadow, I'm gonna use this Ccolor Cosmetics Lust in Paradise eyeshadow palette. So first I'm starting off with this brown shade, and I'm gonna use that shade and put it right on my crease area. This is going to help warm up that area, and this is going to be my transition color. Alright, next I'm going to pick up this warm brown shade and I'm going to place this right on the outer portion, starting out on my outer V. So this one's a bit darker than that first shade, and this is just going to help deepen that first color. And I'm also bringing this towards the inner portion. Alright, next shade I'm picking up is this dark brown shade, and I'm using the Morphe M507 brush. This one is smaller and thinner, so it's going to help me be very precise. I'm going to use that to line my lash line a little bit, just going halfway through my lash line and just trying to blend it out. Alright, next for my eyelid, I'm going to use this matte brown shade, and this is just like a nude shade. I'm going to take my Morphe M456 brush and just brush this upwards, and starting on the inner portion first, bring it up towards my crease area. Alright, so now we're gonna work on the under eye, and I'm using that brown shade and taking the Morphe M213 brush. I'm smudging that right on my under eye, and then I'm gonna go back in with that warm brown shade, and I'm gonna smudge that right on my under eye, right below that brown shade. Alright, next I'm going to take my Makeup by Mario eyeliner. This is the Master Pigment Pro pencil in the shade Super Black, and I'm going to use that to line my waterline. Alright, next I'm going to use eyeliner, and I'm using the KVD Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper Black. Alright, so I just went ahead and popped some lashes on. I feel like lashes just bring that flawlessness in a makeup look. So these are the Lily lashes in the style So Extra Minkonos. These are like my absolute favorite go-to lashes for a super flawless makeup look. So I'm going to go in with blush, and I'm going to use the GloWish blush by Huda Beauty in the shade Charming Cherry. And I'm just starting by applying it on the apples of my cheeks and bringing it upwards. And then a little bit of highlighter. I'm going to use the Artist Couture highlighter. And so with highlighter, I like to place some like right in the middle of my cheekbones and then blend it out. So when you do this, it just allows it to be nice and natural, so that it looks like it's not just sitting on your skin versus you just applying highlighter all over this area. You want to just place a little bit and blend it out. And then using my ring finger, I like to place some on the button of my nose, which is this area, and then on my forehead. Alright, next I'm just gonna go in with Chestnut by MAC to line my lips. And then for my lips today, I'm gonna go in with the NYX Butter Gloss. This is in the shade Praline. This is the final look of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video was helpful for those of you guys who were looking for a flawless makeup look. I like doing this makeup look if I'm going to take pictures on Instagram, which I'm about to go do right now. So this is the type of look I go for. I want a really flawless makeup look, just so when I'm taking pictures, it shows. My makeup shows, and it shows really nice and clean. It looks natural because it blends with the color of my skin as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. Also subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you on the LJ family, and I'm doing a giveaway very soon, so stay tuned for that on my Instagram. And also don't forget to check out my next video over here. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next video.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'.